Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Metal Magdalene with Jet radio show. Today we have with us a special guest. We have Anneke Van Giersbergen of the band Vuur. Welcome to the show, Anneke.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
So, Anneke, when did you first discover the joy of singing? And how old were you when your parents thought that, hey, this girl has a real talent here?
Well, I discovered music and arts and singing really, really early on. I think, since I can remember, I was dancing in the living room, listening to music. And at one point, I was about 13, 14. At school, the music teacher says, "You got a good voice, girl. Go and take some lessons." So I did. And I love singing, I love playing guitar, I love writing songs, and I've been doing that ever since, really.
What kind of music did you listen to growing up as a little girl, Anneke?
Well, when I was really young, my mother and father, they have a really good record collection. So I grew up with Beatles and Stones and some classical music. So I listened to that a lot when I was really young, and then I discovered black music like Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, Ella Fitzgerald, and I loved that so much. And every time I loved certain types of music, it was always about the vocals. So Barbra Streisand and Ella Fitzgerald, singers like that, Kate Bush. It was always like these fantastic singers, and they made me want to sing and perform actually as well. So I got into bands, and when I was 15 or so, I discovered metal music, and then I was like, oh wow! So you can sing Bruce Dickinson, Mike Patton, and Freddie Mercury also. Those guys, man. I really felt at home then.
So, we're here today to talk about your new album that you have coming out, but give people a brief synopsis of your career now as a singer and performer, Anneke.
Well, I was in bands and in, musical projects before, but I really got myself a name with being in The Gathering. So I was in The Gathering lead singer for about 13 years. And then after that, I went on my solo career in 2007, so I've been doing that for 10 years. And in those 10 years, I did everything one can possibly do. So I remained, active in metal and prog genre, but I did a lot of other things. I wrote a children's play for in theaters in Holland. I did a lot of lighter rock pop stuff. And I worked together with a lot of different bands, also mainly in metal genre. And so here we are. I've been making albums under different names, but this new band that I have, Vuur, is the real thing. So this is all my focus, all my energy, everything goes out to this band and this new record now.
And okay, so Vuur has your debut album coming out on Inside Out Music called In This Moment We Are Free Cities. So Anneke, what's the lineup of musicians on this album?
The lineup is fantastic because I'm still, I'm stoked with this band that I have around me because we've been touring together with the project I had with Arjen Lucassen. We needed a live band for that project, and we put these guys together. And halfway through the tour, I was realizing, holy shit, this is such a good band. And but we have, I asked them to come with me to do Vuur, and they all kind of said yes. So that's awesome. We have Ferry, he's our guitar player. He's been with me since 2011, so we do more stuff. We did more stuff in the past together. We have Ed Warby, he's on drums, and he is a living legend. He used to be in Gorefest. We know each other for a long, long time, but it's the first time we really played together, so he's amazing. We have Jort Otto, he is our solo guitar player. he's a young guy, and he's kind of, he's been active, but not for many, many years. But he's really, really good. He's such a character also on stage. He has like this Viking, beard, so he's cool. And there's Johan van Stratum, and he used to be, in multiple bands, Stream of Passion, for instance. And he's our bass player, and he is awesome as well. So we have this kick-ass band together, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the idea behind this album and some of the lyrical themes that you explore in this, Anneke.
Well, it's an album about cities, and I've been traveling a lot since I've been making music for a living, and there's a lot of places you kind of could return to every year when you tour, and every time you kind of enter a city and you visit and you think, oh yeah, this is how I feel when I'm here, and oh, here I feel at home, here I feel uncomfortable, but it's cool too because it's a lot of inspiration. So these cities, they give me so much inspiration to write songs in general. Being on the move, in airplanes, in hotel rooms. I like being in trains. I like driving cars. All that inspires me a lot. But somehow I thought, for a long time I thought, why not write about these massive, epic cities that I'm always in? So I took that on as a theme. And I thought, if I do that, it best fit with, epic music in metal and prog genre. So I put these kind of two things together.
And tell us a little bit now about the cover art and the artist as well, Anneke.
Well, the cover art is made by a duo called Black and Finch. They're in Holland, based in Holland. And the artwork is really also about the duality that is also kind of a theme on the album. So there's duality in everything, right? In human beings, in nature, in society. There's always like black and white, dark and night, ebb and flow, and you name it. And somehow I'm always, it's always like there's this gray area in the middle where there's, you usually find the answer there. So if you have war and peace on both sides, then the answer lies in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. And if we come together, and I wanted to talk about that also a little bit. So all the songs are really stories upon themselves, but the overall theme is the duality, and that comes back in the artwork. So it's like a gray, dark, front with this massive stone guy, and he has this huge city on his head. But there's also life there. There's green, there's forest. There's light of the fire within him. So I wanted to portray this duality in the artwork as well. And it's metal, it's dark, but it's still clean and beautiful as well,
And so now, how did you approach this album musically, and who contributes to the writing process, Anneke?
Well, I wrote together with Joost van den Broek. He's a fantastic producer. He produced the album, but we wrote the songs together. We started about 2 years ago. I went to studio every week just to write. But we also wrote together with some other guys. Our two guitar players came up with some stuff. But also, for instance, my friend Mark Holcomb from Periphery, he's, we are friends. We always like texting and on Facebook and everything. And I just asked him, like, would you like to contribute something? Because I'm writing this album and I love your stuff so much. And he has this beautiful melodic fingerprint, and would you do that? And he said yes, and so did Asa Holopainen from Amorphis, and Daniel Cardoso of Anathema. So they're all such cool guys, and they're so good musicians, and they all contributed to the album. And Joost and me, we put the whole thing together. We wrote everything, arranged everything, and that's kind of how it went. And then we have demos. Then the band came in when the songs were done, and then they put like a big stamp on it. Their character, their way of playing made the songs like give them a kick in the ass, you know.
And so, Anneke, what were some of the feelings you were going through this whole process from writing to recording? I mean, this being your debut album from your new band.
Yeah, I know. It's not nothing really, because I've been writing and recording so long, but I felt, you know, I never made my own heavy sounding album, you know, never made my own metal prog album, and I wanted to for so long, but I never had the people to do it with, or it wasn't a good time, or whatever. And it's a good thing I waited and didn't force anything, because now there was this like huge band in my, you know, in my surroundings, and now I could do it. So when I could, I took it so seriously. And I thought, I know that people really follow me around and that they really love my music and they always come to the shows. But I know they're secretly wanting a heavy album of me. So, and that's so nice, you know. But I know this for a fact, and I thought I have to do really well. So I concentrated and a lot. I took a year off really to write and record the whole thing, because normally I do like 4 projects in between recording an album, and but now I really focused, and I think I did a better job than normal because of that, and because it needs everything I have, you know. So that's why I'm really proud on the end result, you know.
And so you guys also recently released a new video as well. So tell us a little bit about why you chose that song and what you wanted for that video.
Well, this song is 7 minutes, and there's always the record company saying, yeah, it should be short, and you know, because of money. But the thing is, you know, it's one of my favorite songs is Berlin, and it's epic, but it's also sophisticated, and it's also heavy. There's a lot of stuff in there, and I wanted this track to be visual as well and be pushed forward, because it kind of represents the album in a way, and I love the song, and I think it's also good with a performance video, so I could portray the band, I could show everybody our cool band members and everything. So that came together, and I think, you know, it maybe brought it down to 6.5 minutes. I don't know, but it's like it's important that, you know, I know in this genre, in this scene, people really take the time to listen to a song if they like it. You know, they get into it and they listen to the lyrics. And I just want to spoil people with, you know, a lot of good music.
And now, what format is this going to be released on?
Album, you know, CD and vinyl. I think that's kind of it.
I think there might be some digipacks in there too. If I think I read, yeah.
I'm not really sure. There is some kind of bonus stuff going around with the pre-sale. With the pre-order, because pre-order is now is going on right now, but in some countries there's some bonus tracks and a little vinyl with bonus stuff. I'm not sure exactly.
Are you guys going to be touring now in support of the new album?
Absolutely, and I can't wait. But we will do a bigger tour with Epica. So we're doing that through Europe, and we do some headline shows ourselves, and that starts end of October and then the whole November, and then all throughout 2018 we will be touring, hopefully US, probably some more Europe, some more Holland, Scandinavia, and South America.
Now, what websites are the best places for people to learn more about the band, Anneke?
I would say Vuur.band, but also my Facebook. We have a Vuur Facebook. You can all check it out, because I'm all over the place all the time, so you can get some info. And there's, like I said, the pre-sale is going on. You can find it everywhere. So yeah.
Okay, so there you guys have it. There's a new album, In This Moment We Are Free Cities, out October 20th off of Inside Out Music, and you can learn more about the band at their website. And Anneke, thank you so much for taking the time out to come on the show today, and all the best to you and the new album.
Thank you so much.